What's up, YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about another what-if scenario for Draco Malfoy. You know, right there, take a disco back there. Anyway, let's get in the mood. Since we're talking Draco Malfoy, let's make it green. I know, for the title of the video, you're probably wondering, why am I doing green? Whatever. Let's get into what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about a what-if scenario that would almost be impossible to happen because of Draco's arrogance, cruel behavior, and the love of his family and his promotion from his family to become a Slytherin. But what if Draco was in Gryffindor? We are going to dive deep into that scenario. Now, Wizarding World of Harry Potter actually dove into this a little bit. I'm going to discuss those parts a little bit, and I'm going to discuss some parts of my own. Now, from the get-go, we know this is not going to happen because of Draco's first impression with Harry. He was just so arrogant and cruel right off the bat, and Harry just like, no, that was just the mentality of the Slytherin in him. So how would this change the story if Draco was, in fact, in Slytherin? If Draco was sorted into Slytherin, if Draco was sorted into Gryffindor instead of Slytherin in the Harry Potter series, it would, if Draco Malfoy had been sorted into Gryffindor instead of Slytherin in the Harry Potter series, it would have a significant impact on the events of each of the books and his relationships with Harry and his father, Lucius Malfoy. So let's dive right into it. But before we begin, let's change the color scheme. There we go. Let's pick red because Gryffindor is, like I said, this is a scenario that probably would never happen, not even any of the multiverses, but let's figure out what would happen if it would and how it would happen. If some Draco Malfoy out there in some alternate universe was kind of skeptic about growing up with his father, seen the dark magic, and was like, I really don't know, I don't want to be involved with that. Maybe he just, we don't see much of his mother in the story, but we know his mother cares so much about him, and his mother may try to stray away from the dark side. We see, a great character development through Draco throughout the stories, and because he's very brave, he lies to everybody's face about the identity of Harry when they're in Malfoy Manor. I guarantee you Draco knew it was Harry. He knew it was Harry, but he lied. That shows bravery that he's fighting against his family because he knows Harry is going to basically win in the end. So if that Draco that came out at the end of the story was to begin the story, maybe, when he goes to the sorting ceremony, the sorting hat was like, hey, look, I see this in you. I'm going to put you in Gryffindor. Because same way that, Harry was supposed to be a Slytherin, the sorting hat could be like, hey, look, you're in Gryffindor. I'm going to prove that, you are a true Gryffindor, and you can take the aspect of that. Hence also why sorting hat put Neville in Gryffindor, because it brought the courage out in him. So it says sorting hat wanted to bring the courage and the bravery out of Draco Malfoy and make him a better person. So how does this affect the story? So obviously if he was sorted into Gryffindor, he'd be in the same house as Harry, Ron, and Hermione. This would have changed the relationship probably significantly. They would have been fellow housemates and would have had to share the same loyalty for Gryffindor for winning Quidditch and everything like that. Harry probably still would become the Seeker. He might have some reconciles his beliefs with the house, his new housemates, and he might face some criticism and rejection from his former Slytherin friends, such as Crabbe and Goyle, because I'm pretty sure they were friends before the story happened. So that would probably change a lot, and I don't think the story would change too much. Just probably Draco would be picked on a lot and ridiculed a lot, and then his father probably would really be upset and try to get the governors involved to change it, but that's not gonna happen. He stays in Gryffindor. You know, you can't change. You can't go back on the sorting ceremony. It's Ted. It's done. The sorting hat is always right. So like I said, the first book probably wouldn't change too much. Just the fact that Draco would be kind of uneasy and probably ridiculed a little bit. Now, like I said, in the second book, Lucius Malfoy gives the diary to Ginny, which then opens up the Chamber of Secrets. This would be judgmental to Draco, because his father would truly be ridiculing him all year, especially the fact that Lucius Malfoy shows up to school at the end of the story. Obviously, Chamber of Secrets is still open. You know, I think Harry would have less suspicion that Draco would be the heir of Slytherin because he's a Gryffindor. So how can an heir of Slytherin be in Gryffindor? But Harry may still have thought about himself because he was supposed to be a Slytherin. You know, the story did say, you would do great in Slytherin. But he said, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. So they had put him in Gryffindor. So Draco... So Draco definitely fights for it. He's a little more confident that he's a Gryffindor. He's trying to make his way as a corrigible Gryffindor. So he's going to resent his father and basically cause tension between the two of them. He's not going to have the great relationship that he used to have with his father. In the third book, Draco's plot is kind of not really relevant. He might still be kind of an arrogant jerk trying to, you know, he's still struggling with himself. He's growing as a good person a little faster than normal, but I feel like he would still be an ignorant, you know, person who he's trying to prove himself to his old friends who, you know, ridicule him. So he's gonna still do the, you know, with Buckbeak, he's still going to antagonize Buckbeak in order to attack him and still go to hospital and still create the facts of everything moving forward. But we don't see him too much in the story after that. So the events of Prison of Azkaban are still going to happen. They're still going to use a time turner, still go back in time, save Sirius, save Buckbeak. So that's not going to change. But, you know, Draco's struggling. He is torn between, you know, his father's beliefs and his own at this point. Before we move on to the fourth book, though, I'd like to take a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Rep Sports. That's repsports.com, REPP sports.com. Make sure you use coupon code Johnny Huey to save yourself 15% off your order. And they have wonderful products such as Raze Energy Drink. As his watermelon frost is so good. Tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It is beautiful. Got zero sugar, zero dyes, tons of caffeine. It has caffeine that hits you right away, keeps you energized, and then it has long-lasting caffeine that drags it out so you're well for hours to come. I drink this stuff every day, every morning. It's just my go-to energy drink. But besides the energy drink, they also have wonderful, great products, such as main dietary supplements, workout mixes. They have stuff called Hypersleep, which You put a little powder in a glass of water, stir it up, drink it before you go to bed, and it helps you sleep and helps you feel energized as soon as you wake up in the morning. So make sure you go to repsports.com. That's REPP sports.com. Use coupon code Johnny Hui and save yourself 15% off. So moving on to a goblet of fire. In a goblet of fire, I feel like Draco's relationship with Harry is mending a little more. He may, like, you know, because Draco wants to enter the tournament. Obviously, he can't because of the age line. But when he sees Harry in it, you know, maybe he helps Harry out. Maybe he helps Harry with a few of the tasks, teaching him, like, you know, some spells, helping him, you know, train, because, like, he doesn't want to see Harry die. Because at this point, he's probably thinking, you know, Harry is the chosen one, and I resent my father. I don't like my father's dark side. I know he's a Death Eater, but I don't like that. So he could be helping Harry because he wants to help Harry, just like Ron and Hermione do, to take down Voldemort. And Draco may actually know somewhat of, not the plan, because, you know, when Voldemort comes back, all the Death Eaters appear, and Draco, Lucius Malfoy is one of them. Draco may not know this exactly, but he may find this out in the summertime in between Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. He may find out that, you know, Voldemort is back, and he may get a lot of ridicule from that, because his father may beg, look, Voldemort's back. You are a Slytherin. You are a Death Eater. You know, this is our family. Why are you doing this to me? And it may cause a lot of tension. Who knows? Maybe maybe his mother has to, you know, help him out. I don't know, because it's a very difficult situation, because it's almost like impossible to happen. But it's interesting to think about. He's definitely gonna be rejected by his Slytherin friends a lot more. Crabbe and Goyle want nothing to do with him anymore. So this is just tearing Draco apart. So he's trying to become friends with Ron, Hermione, and Harry, but he's still, you know, those were his friends, like, before school. So it's difficult for him. So let's move on to Prisoner. I mean, not Prisoner. I'm not going back a book. I'm going forward a book. We have to go to Order of the Phoenix. In Order of the Phoenix, Draco joins the Inquisitorial Squad. In this version, he probably wouldn't join that, because he doesn't want to cause that tension between him and Harry anymore. He more or less wants to help Harry. For all we know, he may join the DA. So we can see Draco practicing with the DA, and may have Crabbe and Goyle, you know, just taking over the Inquisitorial Squad. It might be more difficult for them to actually find the requirement, though. Either way, we get to see Draco's Patronus, if he could produce one. There's a theory out there that it's a peacock, but I'm not getting to that because it's not my theory. Anyway, we have Draco join the DA. Draco fighting alongside Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and all the DA members to take down Umbridge. We have Draco going to the Ministry of Magic with them to find the prophecy. And then you see that scene of Lucius face to face with the sun, and, like, just the look on his face of just rejection and disappointment is just tearing into Draco. He has no idea what to do, but he's sitting there and he's fighting alongside his new friends. For the most part, this story is continuing the same way, just with an extra party member. And Draco definitely is growing as a character a lot faster than he did in the book. Because remember, in the next book, Draco is set with the task of killing Dumbledore by Voldemort. Now, with Lucius Malfoy, a Death Eater, Voldemort may still want Draco to carry this task. So he's torn between this loyalty for Gryffindor, but his fear of Voldemort. He might even be able to talk to Harry. Look, Voldemort wants me to do this, and I can't. He might be. He's gonna find the courage himself to find with his new friends, and beg, I can't do this. We need to figure this out. So we're gonna change the course of this book. This book is gonna change a little bit. Although his mother still made the unbreakable vow with Snape, so something needs to happen where Draco still needs to act upon that. So they may come up with a plan between the four of them to try to keep Draco away from Voldemort, but they still have to do it. You know, Draco may say, look, I'm afraid of my life because Voldemort's going to kill me and my family if I don't do this. I don't know what to do. So they could help him. Harry could talk to Dumbledore. Dumbledore could keep secrets like he always does. But in the end, Dumbledore still dies because Harry and him come back from the cave with the locket, and Draco's there, and Draco's like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Dumbledore offers him, you know, the savior plan that he does in the original story. You know, I can save you. And Draco accepts. Instead of trying to kill him, he accepts that, okay, save me and my family. And this is when Snape jumps in, and Snape kills Dumbledore. So, a little bit different, but we have Snape physically killing Dumbledore again, and Draco is now safe. So Draco, instead of Draco leaving with them, Draco is now trying to escape with Harry, trying to find a way out to, you know, get away from Voldemort, because he knows Voldemort's going to kill him. If Draco goes back to Malfoy Manor, though, that could be a little bit very difficult to try to figure out what would happen in the final books, but I feel like Draco definitely would fight alongside, you know, Ron, Harry, Hermione in the final war. It's very interesting to try to think about, like, you know, these what-if scenarios, and I enjoy it. So what I want you to do right now is comment down below your thoughts on this. What do you think would happen? What do you think would change, you know, in this impossible scenario of Draco being sorted into Gryffindor? So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out this playlist over here, and check out this video down below if you like more Harry Potter content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry for the, you know, kind of rambling video, but it's just, I tried to do a lot of research, just trying to figure stuff out. This was a difficult video to try to understand, because maybe after your comments and your thoughts on this, you guys can help me out, and I'll redo this video with more of a detail and maybe figure out what happens, because I can't figure out what happens after Order of the Phoenix. What would happen in Deathly Hallows? What would happen, you know, in that final battle at Hogwarts? You tell me. What are your thoughts? If Draco Malfoy was in Gryffindor, how would the story change?